I'm Poddy Clips, and welcome back for another internet deep dive. The Joe Rogan Experience isn't just the biggest podcast in the world, it's a cultural lightning rod. With millions of listeners tuning in to every episode, the conversations have the power to inspire, but also to divide. And while Rogan has sat down with scientists, comedians, presidents, and UFC fighters, some guests have sparked controversy on a whole other level. Today, we're diving into some of the most controversial guests Joe Rogan has ever hosted. First on the list, Alex Jones. Known as the loudest voice in conspiracy media, Jones brought his signature chaos to Rogan's podcast multiple times, and each time he left the internet in flames.
That is the craziest shit ever!
You can't fucking admit they're fucking killing already born kids, so you're telling me it isn't real?
One of his most infamous claims, that the Sandy Hook school shooting was staged, a tragedy that left 26 people dead, including children, dismissed as a hoax. The backlash was enormous, leading to lawsuits and eventually a $1 billion defamation ruling against Jones.
And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
The jury will determine what, if anything, Jones must pay. Ann Thompson, NBC News.
Even Rogan himself called it Jones's biggest mistake, saying,
We all know that you fucked some things up, right? And your biggest fuck up is Sandy Hook.
But whether you see Alex Jones as a reckless entertainer or a dangerous propagandist, his appearances remain the most explosive chapters in Rogan's history, raising the question, should every voice get a platform? Next up, the billionaire innovator Elon Musk. In 2018, Musk's first appearance on Rogan's show became an internet sensation, not for his thoughts on artificial intelligence or Mars colonization, but for a single puff of smoke. When Rogan passed him a joint, Musk asked, it's legal, right? Rogan replied, totally legal. And just like that, the most valuable CEO in the world was caught on camera smoking marijuana. The result? Tesla's stock dropped, investors panicked, and the moment turned into one of the most viral clips in podcast history.
So is that a joint? Or is it a cigar?
No.
Okay.
It's marijuana
it's
inside
weed.
of tobacco.
Oh, okay. So it's like pot tobacco
Yeah.
pods.
You never had that?
Yeah, I think I tried one once.
Come on, man. You want some of that? You probably can't because of stockholders, right?
I mean, it's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
There's tobacco and marijuana in there. That's all it is.
But beyond the memes, Musk's appearances reveal a man deeply concerned with humanity's future. He's warned about artificial intelligence wiping us out and pitched radical visions of Mars colonization. Still, the controversies kept coming. In a later appearance, he called America's social security system the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Like, you could run a real pyramid scheme.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
And when accused of mimicking a Nazi salute in a photo, Musk brushed it off with a joke, saying, I'm not a Nazi. What was actually bad about Nazis wasn't their fashion or their mannerisms, it was the war and genocide.
I mean, it's like they're like, well, he's a Nazi, type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not a Nazi. What is actually what is bad about Nazis? It wasn't their fashion sense or their mannerisms.
It was the Holocaust.
It was the war and genocide
yeah.
is what is the bad part.
For Musk, every podcast appearance is a high-wire act, part genius, part provocateur. And with his influence over billions of dollars and millions of followers, every word matters. And finally, Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist, rose to fame for his critiques of political correctness and his defense of free speech. But on Rogan's podcast, his views often crossed into deeply divisive territory. One of his most controversial claims, there is no such thing as climate.
It's hard to sort out. The climate change one is a weird one. So
that's because there's no such thing as climate, right? Climate and everything are the same word.
Peterson confused climate with weather, arguing that climate science couldn't be trusted. Experts quickly slammed the comments as a word salad of nonsense, accusing him of spreading misinformation during a global crisis. But it didn't stop there. When Rogan asked about people who feel born in the wrong body, Peterson responded by linking gender identity struggles to autism, claiming a lot of transgender people are autistic. He compared the movement to a modern-day moral panic. Critics called it cruel and unscientific, while supporters praised his bluntness.
Well, what do you think it means when someone is so attracted to the idea that they were born in the wrong body? It means so much. They're so compelled that they're willing to go through surgery to change.
God, it means all sorts of things. I knew a kid in Toronto who was on the autistic spectrum, and a lot of the people who were manifesting serious issues with gender identity or on the autistic spectrum.
Peterson even dismissed the idea that wealthy businessmen can be sociopaths. When Rogan pushed back saying, "There's a long history of businessmen who are total sociopaths," Peterson flatly replied, "No, I wouldn't say I think that. I know it's wrong."
There's a long history of businessmen who are total sociopaths who've achieved immense wealth.
No.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
Psychopathy, no. I wouldn't say I think that.
Okay, what about
I know it's
oil
wrong.
sheep?
From climate denial to gender debates, Peterson's words turned his episodes into lightning rods. To some, he's a truth-teller unafraid to challenge dogma. To others, a dangerous spreader of bad ideas. From wild conspiracies to viral headlines to debates that split audiences down the middle, Alex Jones, Elon Musk, and Jordan Peterson represent the sharpest edge of what the Joe Rogan Experience has become, a global stage where free dialogue meets the weight of responsibility. Whether you see these moments as fearless conversations or platforms for misinformation, there's no denying one thing. These guests changed the conversation forever. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, who do you think was the most controversial Rogan guest of all time?